Hello guys, welcome to the fiction series. Today we are gonna see, what if Naruto got a Sonic Harem? Part 2. If you want more awesome fanfiction like this, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. So without wasting any time, let's get into the video. The sun has begun to rise as it started to shine on a castle. Inside one of the castle's bedrooms sleeps the princess, a blanket covering her whole body. The sun had fully risen in the sky as it beamed inside her bedroom. Her bedroom doors opens up as one of the castle's butlers came in. "Your Highness, it is time to get up," the butler said as the girl groans in annoyance. "Your Highness." The butler's tone turned stern. "It isn't that," the princess said in annoyance. "How many times have I told you not to call me that, Michael?" "Exactly a dozen times." Michael gave a smile. "But you are the princess, and as such must be treated as so. We've been through this many times now, Princess Blae." Blae sat there and sighed to herself once more. "Of course." She removes the blanket as she yawns, while covering her mouth and revealing her appearance. Long waist-length lilac-colored hair with dark purple tips, a small gem on her forehead and beautiful golden eyes. She looks up at her butler Michael, an elderly man who looks like he's been with her family for generations. "If you would?" Blae asked. "Of course, Princess," Michael said as he turned around and walked out. "I shall be back to check up on you." He left the room, closing the door behind. Blae sighs once more as she puts her hand on her brow, massaging them. "I swear." She shook her head and walked to her bathroom to get cleaned up. She took a shower first, then came out and brushed her teeth, which oddly enough look similar to a cat's fangs. She walks out of her room, towel wrapped around her, as one of her maids came in and dropped her clothes off on her bed. The maid bowed to Blae before she walked out. Blae herself was about to take the towel off and change into her clothes before she stopped as she turned to her dresser. On the dresser was the yellow star charm she got from her friend a long time ago, and the other was a picture. Blae walks up to the picture and picks it up, smiling softly as it was a younger version of her, smiling happily, and next to her was a spiky blonde-haired boy, with a big happy goofy grin on his face as he wrapped his arm around her. She puts her finger on the boy's face as she looked at him. "How long has it been since we last saw each other?" she asked sadly as she hugged the picture. "Naruto." She still couldn't get over of what happened last night. She knew she wasn't imagining it. She heard him call out to her last night despite the loud festival happening. It was as if the charms they made were helping them communicate with each other. Naruto. She miss him. She miss him so very much. He was the first person to accept her for who she is. The first one to accept her curse. Her first friend. The first person she ever formed a bond with. Oh, how she miss him. The goofy grin he's always wearing whenever he's up to something mischief, and would always drag her with him. A giggle erupted from her as she remembered all the pranks they pulled together back then, and always managed to escape the ninja really quick. There's also that time when... She blinked and shook her head as she set the picture down and returned to get dressed up before a determined expression appeared on her face. "Naruto, you were calling out to me." "I know you did. I promise. I'll figure out a way to come back to you." The princess looks up. "Please wait for me." Unknown to her, Michael was outside, ready to come and get the princess before he heard what she said. A small smile formed on his face. "Naruto Uzumaki HM?" Michael gave a soft, hearty chuckle. The princess would always tell stories about the two of them and the pranks he would always pull on people and drag her with him. It would seem our dear princess has found her Prince Charming. Ah, young love indeed. He walks to her door and knocked on it, earning an enter as he walked in. Though he can't help but wonder what this mysterious young man was doing now. Land of Waves. Naruto was snoring loudly as he tossed and turned in his bed. He groaned in annoyance as he felt the sun hitting him in the face. He pulled the blanket over his head, but it wasn't enough as the sun continued to glare down at him. "Alright, you bastard, I'm up!" Naruto exclaimed as he glared at the sun. "Damn! I can't catch a. Break." Naruto quickly changed out of his pajamas and into regular clothes as he jumped out the window and made his way along the roof of the house where he could see Tsunami being held hostage by two thugs wielding katanas, a frightened Inari about ready to charge them. "Hero time!" Naruto exclaimed as his legs turned into a figure 8 before he jumped up and used his spin dash in the air. He launched himself at one of the thugs' face, sending him flying off the pier and skipping across the water like a pebble before he fell in. "Naruto!" Inari said in surprise just as the self-proclaimed ultimate ninja landed in front of him. "Here's a little something you need to know, kid. Heroes arrive at the last second, kid." Naruto grinned as he gave him a thumbs up, making the kid smile. "You little shit! Can't you see I have a hostage?" the other thug yelled. "Hostage?" Naruto asked, raising a brow while a smirk formed on his face. "You're seriously holding a toy doll as a hostage?" The thug looked down and saw he no longer had the boy's mother in his arms, but a toy doll. "What the funk? When did dash?" The thug didn't finish as Naruto used his homing attack and knocked him out cold. "My secret." Naruto smirked before he turned to Inari. "Kid, help me tie him up." Both of them managed to tie the thug up. "Okay, now where did my team go?" Naruto asked. "They and Grandpa left to go to the bridge," Inari replied as Naruto groaned. "Without even waking me up," he said as he handed Inari his kunai. "To protect your mother in case he tries anything." He looks to where the last thug was currently. Not sure about the other guy, but if anything he probably drowned. "Okay, see you later. Don't wanna miss all the action." He was about to run, but Inari grabbed the back of his shirt, making him turn to the kid. Naruto," Inari said, looking at the ground. "I'm really sorry about last night." "Don't worry about it." Naruto smiled, rubbing Inari's head. "You did a really good job trying to stop these guys. I'm really proud of you." He then grinned. "And so your pops." "Naruto." Inari choked out, tears welling up in his eyes. He covered his eyes to keep the tears from falling out. "Oh great. I told myself that I wasn't going to cry again." "And what's wrong with that?" Naruto asked, causing Inari to look at him. He smirked down at him and winked. "Those are tears of happiness, dude. It just means that you're happy and don't forget it." "Okay." Inari beamed happily. Naruto grinned before he ran off to the bridge. Time to get this party started. Meanwhile, Kakashi was busy handling Zabuza again while Sakura guarded Tazuna, and Sasuke was currently facing Haku in what appeared to be a dome of mirrors. "Damn," Kakashi thought. "I knew I should have woken up Naruto. He would have fully recharged his chakra by the time we got here." Just as Zabuza was about to charge Kakashi, a lone kunai landed in front of him. He was about to ignore it until he saw the exploding tag attached to it. "Shit!" Boom! Zabuza backed away just in time to avoid the explosion. He looks ahead and narrowed his eyes as he saw a silhouette appear in the mist. "That brat." "What the hell?" Tazuna asked. "What was that?" Sakura asked. "So, he's finally showed up," Kakashi thought. "About time, loser," Sasuke grunted. "He's here," Haku thought. Number 1 hyperactive knucklehead ninja. "Huh? What's up with that lame title?" a familiar voice asked as the smoke began to clear away. "Music, it doesn't matter, Sonic Adventure." "I think you mean." The smoke gave away to show Naruto standing there with his arms crossed and a confident grin on his face. "The world's ultimate ninja. Naruto Uzumaki. Yeah, let's party." Naruto! Sakura called out happily. Sheesh! Tried to give me a heart attack! Tazuna exclaimed. He has the element of surprise and he ruins it, only Naruto. Kakashi deadpanned, but he chuckled. That boy! Haku thought as he remembered his encounter with him. Naruto began to exercise as he grinned at Haku. Alright, Hunter Nin, so how about we have that fight now? Because right now, I'm getting pumped up. And once I take you down, I'll be taking down your boss over there. He pointed at Zabuza. Too arrogant, Naruto, Kakashi thought. Music ends. So what do you say? Naruto asked as he got into a fighting stance. Sorry. Haku apologized as he turned to Sasuke. But first I must deal with him. He walked into the mirror, shocking Naruto for a moment. What the hell? Naruto asked before his eyes widened as multiple needles came and attacked Sasuke as he cried out in pain. Sasuke! Sakura yelled. Naruto had a serious expression on his face as he looked at the ice dome mirrors. What the hell were those? Some sort of secret technique or something? This guy was definitely tough. Naruto, Sasuke, think. You need to attack from the outside and the inside at the same time. Kakashi thought as he watched Naruto observe the dome with a serious expression. Naruto grinned. That's it, he said quietly. Inside the ice dome, Sasuke looked down in thought, thinking of a plan to escape. Yes. It's about position. Naruto and I are in the same position, and if I attack. Damn! Naruto exclaimed as he appeared in front of Sasuke, shocking him comically. This guy messed you up pretty bad, huh, Sasuke? He wrapped his arm around him, laughing and rubbing his head. Don't worry, for I am here to save the day. So much for that plan. Sakura had a dumbfounded expression, while Kakashi had a deadpan expression showing in his eye. Naruto, you sneak up on your enemy, not your ally, Kakashi said as he closed his eye tiredly. Sasuke got Naruto's arm off of him. You are so stupid! You're a shinobi, think before you act. Think? I don't think, I just go, Naruto yelled back. Besides, I'm the one who came in here to try and save your sorry ass. Naruto, if we were both inside here, Sasuke growled before he turned away. Forget it, I'm sick of your goofiness. And I'm sick of that attitude of yours, Naruto yelled as he reached into his pocket. And I came all the way out here to give you this. He took out an item box and threw it at him, catching him off guard. What the? The item box hit Sasuke, but instead of feeling pain or falling backwards, the box disappeared and Sasuke felt himself getting healed and slightly get stronger as sparkles were around him. He stood up and looked over his body before turning to Naruto. What was that? Remember that gold ring I used on Zabuza a few days ago? Naruto asked back as Sasuke nodded. Though he had to admit, he'd completely forgotten about that ring and he did want to know where he got them from. Well, long story short, I found that box, the one I threw at you, and it had 10 of those gold rings inside. Naruto chuckled. I'm telling you, those things come in handy. Oh yeah, Sakura said as she remembered Naruto holding a gold ring and used it to beat Zabuza. Huh. I knew I forgot to ask Naruto something, Kakashi thought as he wanted to ask him about that ring. Whoa! Naruto and Sasuke had to dodge as a barrage of summon came flying at them. I'm sorry, but it is time I end this. The Hunter Nin began going from mirror to mirror, making it hard for either to keep up. Music, Radical Highway, Sonic Adventure 2. Oh yeah! Let's go! Naruto used his spin dash and charged at one of the mirrors, ignoring Sasuke's warning. He got a mirror that Haku was in before he vanished, and the glass shattered. Naruto got out of his spin dash and looked in confusion as the mirror quickly reformed itself. The hell? Cheating bastard! He did a spin jump and did a homing attack on the mirrors only to result in the same thing as he was floating in the air and watched the mirrors reformed. Damn it! Naruto cursed before his eyes widened as many Hakus appeared in the mirror. Oh crap! Haku and his reflections launched a barrage of needles. Naruto used his telekinesis to stop them. What? Haku asked in shock before he saw the cyan aura glowing around Naruto. He stopped them? How did dash? Ha! Nice try. This is the power of my telekinesis. Naruto laughed as he shot back all the needles at the mirrors only for them to be deflected by the mirrors as they fell down. Where did HH? He cried out in pain as he got hit by the needles from above, making gold rings come out and fell down. He looks up and saw Haku disappear before he looked at the rings scattered around him. What? Sasuke asked in complete confusion as the gold rings were on the ground before they began to disappear. The rings came out of him? Where the hell did Naruto find these things? Hey! Those were my rings! Shadow Clone Jutsu. Multiple Naruto appeared and they all charged at each reflection in the mirror. Get him! The real Naruto was among them as he reached into his jacket pocket and took out one of the Chaos Emerald. Chaos Control. He whispered. Once he did that, everyone and everything were completely frozen. He looks at the mirror's reflections to try and spot the real Haku. He already knew that those reflections weren't clones. They couldn't be. So how was he able to get into all those mirrors at the same time? Unless... Naruto continues to look around before he saw something that caught his attention. It was the Hunter Nin, and he was coming out of the mirror. Found you. Time returned to normal as Naruto moved to where Haku was at when all his clones poofed into smoke. Peek boo! He kicked Haku in the midsection, sending him into a mirror. He got me? Haku asked as he held his stomach. You got him, Sasuke said in shock. I got him, Naruto replied in his dead serious tone before he whispered to Sasuke. At first I thought he was using clones to attack us. But it turns out, those are just his reflections. Reflections? Sasuke asked before his eyes widened in realization. That's right. Meaning, we have to make this guy come out, Naruto said before he ran forward, trying to exit the dome. His eyes moved between the mirrors before Haku appeared. Come on! Naruto runs to the side just as Haku kept up with him in the mirrors. He looked to his left and saw Haku before he vanished. No you don't! Chaos! Naruto above you! Sasuke called out. Naruto quickly moved his left hand up as he was covered in cyan aura before he stopped a few needles coming at him. He looked to the right and saw needles coming at him. He moved his right hand and he stopped them. Damn! Naruto growled. He looks around. Where is he? Behind you! Sasuke yelled. Naruto's eyes widened before he felt pain from the needles. Arg! His aura disappeared as the needles that he stopped fell on the ground. But that wasn't enough as more needles came out, but Naruto managed to dodge them thanks to his amazing reflexes. He smirked as he grabbed Haku's sleeve from a mirror, earning a gasp. Sasuke! Now! Naruto pulled him out and threw him at Sasuke. Fire style, fireball jutsu. Sasuke spat out a fireball at Haku, who managed to dodge it just in time, but managed to slightly get his pants burned. He then got into a mirror. Yes. We managed to get him. Sasuke smirked. Yeah. Naruto said as he tiredly stood up before he fell on his butt. Damn. I guess using my telekinesis took some out of me. He then rubbed his forehead. And a minor headache. Enough of this. Haku said. It's time we end this. Naruto stood up, wiping the blood of his face. TCH, you got that right. He grinned, before he reached into his pocket. It's time we put an end to this battle. He took out a gold ring, but unfortunately his star charm came out as it fell on the ground. Huh? There. Haku quickly dashed out the mirror and took the lucky charm just before Naruto reached out to it, knocking him away and into a mirror as he bounced off, letting go of the ring. Naruto! Sasuke went to his side and helped him stand up. Naruto looked to the spot where his star charm fell and his eyes widened as it was gone. No! Give it back! He shouted angrily at Haku, as many of him appeared holding onto it. I said give it back now! Naruto ran to one of the mirrors and punched it hard, making it crack. He looks around trying to find the real one only to get even more angry as Haku and his reflections waved it tauntingly. You want it? He asked. Come and get it. You! Naruto angrily charged at using a mirror using his homing attack, only for it to bounce him back before he tried it again with many others. Knock it off, you idiot! He's trying to make you lose your head! Sasuke yelled. Humph! Haku said as a barrage of needles came out and attacked Naruto. Ah! Naruto fell back down harshly as he gasped in pain, making blood spit out his mouth. Damn idiot! Sasuke thought before he noticed Haku getting ready to launch another barrage of needles. He quickly got to Naruto, picked him up and jumped out of the way. Once he landed safely, he dropped Naruto. You might as well give up, Haku said. There is no way for you to escape. Shut up. Naruto looked up, glaring angrily at Haku. I'm never gonna give up. If I did, then I would never be able to face her again, or be able to reach my dream. Now, give me back my charm. You'll have to take it from me, Haku said as Naruto growled at him while he tried to stand up, only to fall down. Sasuke looked around the reflections, trying to think of a solution out here, before something glowing caught his attention. He turned to it, and saw it was the gold ring that Naruto was about to use on him. He then thought back on their first battle with Zabuza. Naruto used this ring and it gave him an extra power boost. Which means, Sasuke said as he ran to the ring and grabbed it. He looks up and gripped it in his hands as it glowed brightly. I can feel it. He closed his eyes before they were snapped opened, revealing the Sharingan. Impossible! Those eyes? The Sharingan? Haku asked in shock. Sasuke did a few hand signs. Fire style, fireball jutsu. He spat the fireball out, but his eyes widened in awe as his fireball got bigger and had a golden-like aura around it. Once the fireball touched a mirror, a large explosion erupted as it destroyed the mirrors along with the others surrounding it, before they were repaired. Whoa, Sasuke said as he looked at his hands, seeing that the ring is gone. That's the power of those gold rings? Haku appeared and observed Sasuke. Was that the same jutsu from before? It looked more powerful than ever as it destroyed some of his mirrors. No. It was that gold ring. Whatever it was, it gave him an extra boost in power, and it caused him to awaken the Sharingan. In other words, that's what Naruto Uzumaki was trying to do before. Speaking of, he turns to him, and saw him stand up as he glared at him. I must take him down, and then he's next. Haku dashed to Naruto through the mirrors as Naruto took a defensive position. No! He's attacking Naruto! Sasuke thought. Music ends. Naruto was getting ready to dodge the needles before he was pushed out of the way. What the hell? Naruto looked up at Sasuke and saw he was riddled with needles. I swear, you really are the ultimate loser, Sasuke said weakly. Why? Why did you save me? I was gonna dodge them. So why? Naruto demanded. Truthfully, I don't know why, my body sort of moved on its own, even though I've always hated you. Sasuke fell back just as Naruto caught him. Damn it, I can't die here, I still need to kill him. My older brother. Memories of his adventures with his squad started to flash in his mind. Do me a favor, Naruto, and survive. Survive and fulfill your dream. With that, Sasuke stopped moving, leaving a silent, wide-eyed Naruto holding him. Even though these two were always at each other's throats, the two of them would never admit it. But they were best friends. His eyes widened further as a younger Blaze appeared, and she was in the same position as Sasuke, making him take heavy breaths. Your friend died like a true shinobi, protecting someone that was precious to him, Haku said. Naruto growled as red chakra flowed around his body, changing his once blue eyes to a blood red with a slit in them, his teeth into full fangs, and his nails into claws. His whiskers were more defined, giving him a feral appearance. The cyan symbols on his hand was glowing crimson. You'll pay. Naruto spoke angrily. You'll pay for this. I'll kill you. Insert song, Almost Dead, Shadow the Hedgehog. Haku was for once scared. This malevolent red chakra that surrounded the blonde red-streaked boy was practically oozing killing intent. WH. What chakra is this? The red chakra seemed to coalesce into the shape of a fox's head above Naruto's body while looking at Haku. Impossible! His chakra is physically manifesting itself. And what an appalling chakra it is! Haku watched as the wounds inflicted on the boy seemed to close on their own, steam rising off of them as they sealed shut. His wounds, they're healing themselves. What on earth is he? Naruto looked over his shoulder at Haku, his bloodlust evident in his eyes as he glared at the mask-wearing Nin. Both Kakashi and Zabuza have been fighting on the bridge before both felt the malevolent chakra that washed over the bridge. Is this Zabuza's doing? Kakashi asked before his eyes widened as he sensed the familiar malice of this chakra. No! That power! So foul and evil, yet familiar, it can't be! This chakra I'm feeling, something about it fills me with dread. Is this Kakashi's doing? No, it seems bigger than Kakashi somehow, but who is giving it off? Zabuza clenched his sword in his hand tightly, fearing an attack from all sides by whoever was emanating that powerful chakra. Kakashi turned to the mirror dome. Naruto! Can it be? Is the seal broken? No, it's been loosened. The Nine-Tails Fox's power is being leaked out of the seal, and the creature itself isn't coming out. He reached into his pouch, taking out a scroll and throwing it in the air. Good. That means we still have a chance. Maybe. Zabuza, I'm a busy man and you're a busy man. We've both got a lot on our plates, so let's stop screwing around and wrap this up. One big move, winner takes all? Kakashi unraveled the scroll, smearing some blood from his earlier cut across the length before rolling it back up and focusing chakra into it. An intriguing notion. What's left, Kakashi? Show me what you've got. Naruto was on all fours as he growled, glaring at Haku, a snarl beginning to form when he saw his star charm still in Haku's hand. The blood lust in those eyes. Haku thought. This is not the same child I met. Naruto gave off a feral roar as Haku got prepared to fight. He charges at Haku in a mad dash, as after images appeared behind him. Haku threw several Saban needles at the charging Naruto, who with a mere roar deflected them away from him. The Hunter Nin used this chance to move to another mirror, completely surprised at what he just saw. He deflected them without even touching them. Haku drew 3 Saban and charged towards Naruto, who merely raised his hand and needles had a crimson aura around them. He gave a roar as he swiped his hand, sending the needles backs, causing cracks to form on the mirrors. He dashed to a mirror and before turning into a spin dash, completely shattering it. Haku came out from one of the shards above him, kunai drawn and ready to stab him. But Naruto just backflipped away and looked up at him. I've got to make it to the next mirror. Before Haku could even try to make it, Naruto had grabbed a hold of his arm, squeezing with all his considerable might. Those eyes! With a roar, Naruto crushed Haku's arm, making him lose focus for a moment, which is all he needed to punch him in the face, sending him through one of his mirrors, which made him break the justice, making the other mirrors shatter as well. Song ends. Naruto looked down at the star charm he got back before he looked up. He took off once he saw the hunter Nin get up charging towards him with the intent to finish him off. He would have succeeded too had the Mist Nin's mask not shattered, revealing the boy he had met the previous day. You! Naruto's features went back to normal as the fox's chakra dissipated from his body. You're that guy I saw the other day. You're with Zabuza? Why did you stop? Naruto blinks. I murdered your comrade, your friend, someone you care about, and you still spare me? Naruto looked over and saw Sasuke's needle-ridden body, hair shadowing his eyes. He then punched Haku again, only for him to fall. What happened to all that power from before? You can't hope to kill me with that force you put behind that punch. Finish me off. Zabuza has no use for a weak shinobi, Haku told him. Why? Why waste all that devotion on him? He doesn't care who he works for or who gets hurt as long as he gets paid. Is someone like that really precious to you? Naruto asked. I was precious once, Haku told him. When I was little I lived with my parents in a snowy little village in the land of water. But when I got old enough something happened. Blood. My blood. What are you talking about? Naruto asked. My father killed my mother and tried to kill me. The land of water has been plagued by a civil war of sorts, with the two sides being those with bloodline abilities or Kekkai Genkai, and those without. After the war, those of us with Kekkai Genkai were hunted down, and those of us who survived did so because we hid our abilities. I'm sure that boy I killed grew up knowing the pain I speak. We are special, we are powerful, but most of all we are feared. My father learned that my mother came from a clan that had a bloodline, and before I even realized what happened, I had killed my father. Then it came to me, I had to accept it, which was the hardest thing. Accept what? Naruto dared to ask. That I was alone in the world, shunned, unwanted. Didn't you tell me you wanted respect from your village? If someone, just one person, not only did that but acknowledged you, even cared for you, wouldn't that one person become the most precious person in the whole world to you? At that moment an image of Blaze and Iruka flashed through Naruto's head. Zabuza adopted me, knowing who I was and what I was. The very thing people hated me for he didn't. In fact, he cherished it, he wanted it. I was so happy that I wanted to stay by his side and forever be his tool. Naruto, please, take my life. Naruto's eyes widened. Kakashi flipped through hand seals while still holding the scroll before slamming it down on the ground. Summoning Earth style, Fang pursuit jutsu. That posturing will get you nowhere, Kakashi. I have you completely in my spell. A small sound alerted Zabuza as several ninja dogs erupted from the ground, each biting him to hold him in place. When your eyes and ears fail you, you can always follow your nose. This jutsu is specifically made for tracking, it's why I went out of my way to bleed during our little bouts. My Nin dogs have your scent, the fog is lifting and your future is clear. Your future is death, Kakashi explained. I've had enough of your bluffs, Kakashi, Zabuza growled. Who's bluffing? Kakashi asked. You're going to die one way or another. You're willing to let Wave suffer to advance your own ambitions. That is not what a true shinobi does. Spare me the philosophy lesson, I'm fighting for my own ideals and I'm not about to stop, Zabuza told him as he struggled to get out of the dog's grips. Kakashi flipped through 3 hand seals before his right hand became covered in lightning chakra. Your future is death. What are you waiting for, Naruto? Do it. Kill me. Whoa. 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 I'm not going to kill you. I'll knock some sense into you, yeah, but kill? Come on, dude. You can't just expect me to do something like that, Naruto exclaimed. Naruto, the day I met you in the forest I was thinking we were the same. Surely you can understand. I'm sorry you have to bloody your hands. Haku apologized. Forget it, Haku. I'm not going to kill you over something like that, Naruto said in a stern tone. You may see yourself as a tool, but in front of me, I see a person. A person who's been alone throughout his childhood but found someone who saved him from that loneliness. Once again Blaze appeared in his head. Haku, if Zabuza wanted to, he would have killed you right then and there, but he didn't. Why? Because he saw something in you. Not your abilities, just you in general. You say that Zabuza is precious to you, but did you even bother to think that Zabuza considers you precious to him as well? And I think he would be sad if you died. Haku's eyes widened slightly from hearing that. He never once thought of that before. Yes, Zabuza is precious to him because he saved him from his loneliness. He wanted to believe that it was because of his bloodline as the reason for him taking him, so he decided to become his weapon. But was that really the case? Did Zabuza truly take him in because of his bloodline, or because he felt sorry for what happened to him? Your life is your own. Instead of living it as a weapon, why don't you live it as a human? Naruto asked, a soft smile on his face. He raised his hand up to Haku. It's what makes life more fun, don't you think? Haku stared at the offered hand before looking up at Naruto's smiling face. He felt his lips twitch upwards along with his good hand. He slowly reached up and was this close to taking it before he stopped and turns his head to the sound of 1,000 birds chirping. Haku? Naruto asked before he too heard the sound. What was that? I'm sorry, Naruto. With his lone hand, Haku flipped through hand seals and conjured a mirror and vanished, making Naruto's eyes widen. No, wait. Kakashi charged towards Zabuza, intent on thrusting his lightning blade through him. However, his eyes widened in shock as he found his hand through Haku's chest. See, Zabuza. No! Kakashi exclaimed. Well, Kakashi, you said my future was death, but it seems you were wrong again. Zabuza grinned. Naruto could see figures in the mist and rushed towards them only to see Kakashi's hand through Haku's chest, making his eyes widen as he gasped. Haku! Zabuza grabbed his sword and swung it towards Kakashi, who shunshin away with Haku's body where he laid it down and closed his eyes. Hey! What the hell happened, Kakashi? Naruto's wide, angry eyes stared at Kakashi, who only shook his head. He risked his own life to save Zabuza. The Jonin replied sadly, much to Naruto's disbelief. No. Naruto grit his teeth as he punched the ground. That damn, stupid, funking fool. After what he just said. Why didn't he? So it seems you were able to get away just because poor Haku was already dead, Zabuza said. Naruto's eyes went wide in anger as he was about to charge at Zabuza. Bastard! Naruto, stay out of this, this is my fight, Kakashi told him, making him back down for now. Naruto! You're alive! Naruto turned to see Sakura guarding Tazuna as she waved at him. His eyes widened as he went stiff. Oh shit, I forgot about Sakura. What about Sasuke? Sakura asked. Naruto's silence, plus him turning away, didn't sit well with Sakura, who froze as if her whole world was now shattered. Kakashi was listening in, and when he didn't hear Naruto respond to Sakura's question, he knew what it meant. Don't let yourself get distracted, Kakashi. Zabuza charged at Kakashi, who ducked low and kicked him in the gut, knocking the breath out of him. Music, grief and sorrow, Naruto. Sakura, I'll stay with you, so you're not disobeying your sensei, Tazuna said as Sakura nodded nervously. Both Sakura and Tazuna ran past Naruto, who kept his head away and was shaking, his fists clenched tightly. Sakura and Tazuna both saw Sasuke's body covered in needles. Sakura felt his body and it felt so cold. Tazuna could see the girl was fighting to hold it in. It's okay to let it out, there are times when you just have to cry, don't hold it in for my sake. Sakura was silent for a moment before she spoke. I used to always get perfect scores on my tests. One of these tests had a question. What is rule number 25 of shinobi conduct? And like always I simply answered it. No matter what happens, a true shinobi must never, ever show their emotions. The mission is the only priority. Carry that in your heart and never ever shed a tear. Sakura broke down, tears of sadness dropping on Sasuke's face. But Naruto was right. Those rules are so cruel. So this is what a shinobi is, how horrible it is, to make children go through that. Tazuna thought as he watched the pink-haired girl cry over her teammate. Naruto grit his teeth. He looks back at Sasuke's body and turned away. But then blinked as he looked back. From here, he could that there were some needles in his neck. Which were the pressure points. Which means... Naruto sent a deadpan expression at Sasuke's body before he face-palmed in disbelief. You gotta be shitting me. Music ends. Zabuza couldn't understand it. Kakashi was batting him aside like he was a pest, and try as he might to hit him, he couldn't seem to land one blow on the copy nin. Before he even knew what was going on, Kakashi had his hand on the back of Zabuza's neck and plunged two kunai into each of his major arm muscles. Then now you can't use either arm, Kakashi said. Well, he's certainly made a fine mess of you. What a pity, Zabuza! A voice called out at the end of the bridge, getting everyone's attentions. It was Gato and his whole army of thugs. Naruto's eyes as he sensed two Chaos Emeralds, and he narrowed his eyes at Gato. Gato, what are you doing here? And why did you bring all of them? Simple, there has been a slight change of plans, or of your plans anyways. You must have guessed I never did intend to pay you. It's such a hassle hiring skilled shinobi, so expensive, and their village and friends tend to be upset when you kill them. Nuke Nin, on the other hand, no one cares what happens to you when the job is done. When you ninja wear each other down, common thugs can finish the rest. It's a good business plan, cheap and effective. Hiring you was probably my worst mistake. You're no demon, a baby demon maybe. Kakashi, it seems I am now unemployed, which means our differences are settled, Zabuza stated. Yeah, looks like it, Kakashi agreed. There still is one thing to do. Gato walked over to Haku's corpse and started kicking it. Naruto's eyes widened in anger from the action. His legs turned into the figure eight as he dashed to them but was held back by Kakashi. Stay away from him. Naruto, cool it, there are a lot of them there, Kakashi told him. So? I can take them all. Hey Zabuza. Naruto turned to Zabuza. Why are you standing there like an idiot? Are you seriously gonna watch and let him do that? Be quiet, fool. Haku is dead. What does it matter? That fat sack of crap is treating his corpse like a dead dog on a street. Don't you care about that? Haven't you two been together for years now? Kid, you don't understand how the shinobi world works. Haku and I were used, that's what happens to shinobi. I didn't value Haku for himself, but for the power his blood carried and what his talents could do for me. I apologize for nothing. Bullshit. Naruto appeared in front of Zabuza and gripped him by his collar. Okay, enough Naruto. He's not our enemy, leave him alone. Naruto ignored Kakashi and tightened his grip. He really cared about you, you jackass. After everything he did for you. He lived for you. Memories of his encounter with him flashed in his mind. You were the most important person in the world to him. And you're here telling me that he didn't mean nothing to you. I don't believe that crap. I know you care about him as well, 'cause if you hadn't you would have killed him the day you two met. And what about me or other genin out there my age? What about Sakura? He pointed at the girl, who was weeping on Sasuke's chest. If we get stronger, are we going to end up exactly like you, just tools? Forget it. Tears were now falling from his eyes. Haku threw his life away, and for what? For your dream? Well, what about him? Why doesn't he have one? He's a human, isn't he? He has every right to have a dream. But he doesn't, he didn't care about it. But you just tossed him aside, like a broken tool. That's not fair, that is wrong, you are wrong for not telling Haku how you truly feel. Shinobi code be damned. You talk too much. Naruto looked up at Zabuza and could see he was crying just like he was, making his eyes widen. Your words cut deep. Deeper than any blade. When he fought you, his heart was breaking in two. That is the honest truth. He was always too soft, too kind. He felt pain and sorrow, and now, curse him, I feel them too. And I feel something else. I feel content that this is the way it ends. I'm glad my last battle was against you. You're right, you know. Zabuza ripped the bandages off his mouth with his teeth. We may be shinobi, but in the end we're just simply human, with all the feelings involved, and I have now lost everything. Boy, would you lend me your kunai? Naruto wiped his eyes and tossed it to the missing nin, who caught it with his teeth, and took off towards Gato and his men, who looked really scared. What are you all waiting for? Kill him! Zabuza flared his chakra, which like Naruto's seemed to transform into a monstrous shape, scaring all of the thugs even more. A demon! Gato thought he was safe behind his men until he saw Zabuza slaughtering them all with just a kunai in his mouth, taking swords, picks, and other weapons in his back. Gato could only watch in horror as Zabuza stabbed the kunai into his chest. Why won't you die? If you're in such a hurry to be with your little friend, go alone, Gato yelled. I have no intention of going to the same place as Haku. I'm taking you with me to hell. Even a baby demon in life can grow up into a real demon in hell. Zabuza pulled the kunai out, and in one swift motion cut off Gato's head, staring the rest of the thugs in the face, his eyes hardened, daring any of them to charge him. Looks like this is goodbye for now, Haku. Thanks for everything, and I'm sorry. Zabuza fell to the ground, leaving a stunned Naruto, who then turned away. Don't look away, Naruto, that was the end of a man who lived his life fully, Kakashi told him. Naruto looked at him for a moment before he turns to look at Zabuza. A small smile appeared on his face as he thought about a certain blue hedgehog. Yeah, living life to the fullest. Isn't that right, Sonic? Sakura continued sobbing over Sasuke's body, which unseen to her had twitched. Sakura, your arm is heavy. Sakura blinked once, then twice just to make sure it wasn't a dream. Sasuke really was alive. Sasuke. Sasuke. Sakura, you're hurting me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm alright, how's Naruto? And that creep in the mask? Don't try to move. Naruto's fine and the boy in the mask is dead. What? Did Naruto? No. I'm not sure, the boy died protecting Zabuza from Kakashi-sensei. Naruto. It's Sasuke. He's alive. Naruto blinked and turned around. He then deadpanned at them. Yup. I knew it. But he did give a small smile. Aren't you forgetting something? You just killed our meal ticket. Now the only way to break even is to loot the town. The thugs yelled out as they went to charge into town. A lone crossbow bolt landed in front of the group of thugs. Naruto and the others turned to see Inari and the villagers all armed, ready to defend their home. Music, His World, Instrumental, Sonic the Hedgehog, 2006. Stop right where you are. This is our home. Come one step closer and you'll die where you stand, one of the villagers yelled. Oh snap! Inari? Naruto smiled, seeing the boy taking charge. A hero always arrive at the last second, you know, Inari said as a grin forms on Naruto's face. He then formed a familiar cross-hand seal. Mind if I joined you? Shadow Clone Jutsu. Over a dozen Narutos stood there ready to fight the thugs. I can't manage anything solid with my chakra this low, but a bluff should be enough to scare these guys off, Kakashi thought. Shadow Clone Jutsu. Kakashi style. Over 100 copies of Kakashi stood all armed with kunai and doing hand seals. Now shall we? Naruto grinned evilly as he cracked his knuckles. Never mind. Run away! The thugs started running and jumping over each other to get off the bridge. They had all seen what Zabuza had done to them, and he was one ninja, never mind the hundreds that were now on the bridge. Oh yeah? Chaos control, Naruto whispered as time stopped. He runs to where Gato's body was and reached into his shirt pockets, and took out the turquoise and blue emeralds. Yes. 6 down. 1 to go. I'm on a roll here. He chuckled. The bridge was safe now, and Gato was dead, meaning Wave was now safe. Everyone, including the ninjas that helped protect them, could rest easy. 1 week later. Insert song, You're My Hero, Sonic 3D Blast. A week later, Sasuke was resting his body. Kakashi had wanted him to take it easy due to the injuries that Haku had given him. While they weren't life-threatening, moving around too much would mean he would have to be bedridden for that much longer. Sakura would always stop by to visit him, and Naruto would come just to tease and mess with him, much to his annoyance. While Sasuke was in bed, Naruto, Sakura, and Kakashi have been helping out the villagers repair their homes and giving out some food, while also making sure many of Gato's thugs were completely gone. Squad 7 stood there in front of Tazuna and his family. The bridge was now completed due to Gato being killed, and the bridge builder had decided to see the team off. You guys are welcome back here at any time, Tazuna told them. Sweet. We'll come and visit whenever we can. Naruto grinned happily. Naruto, you better visit. And good luck in finding your friend. I want to meet her, Inari said as Naruto gave him a thumbs up. You know it. As the team left, Tsunami stood there with her father and her son and wondered something. Father, what are we gonna name the bridge? I was thinking, the Great Naruto Bridge, after the boy who brought hope to our once shattered land. I think that's a wonderful name, Tsunami said. Squad 7 were on the road as they walked in complete silence. Well, that was one awesome adventure, Naruto said happily. And we still got more waiting for us. Hope you guys are ready. Everyone shook their heads at him before Kakashi remembered something. Song ends. Oh yeah? Naruto, I've been meaning to ask you about those gold rings you have on you, Kakashi said, which caught Sakura and Sasuke's attention. Now that senseis mention it, Sakura said. I never heard about those rings back at the academy. That's because no one in the shinobi world knows about them, Naruto said, surprising them. I know a little bit about them, so I'll tell you what I know. He reached into his pocket and took out a gold ring, showing everyone it. You see, these rings are very special. They're very much different from the normal ones. Okay, so what's special about them? Sasuke asked, looking at the ring with interest. He was honestly surprised by the awesome power boost the rings gave him during their battle on the bridge. It was so great that it made his jutsu become more powerful and deadly than it was before. And he wanted to know more about them. Within these rings hold a completely unknown, unspecified energy. Whatever this energy is, it's not chakra, Naruto explained, shocking them. Since it resides in the gold rings, I call it ring energy. Ring energy, Kakashi said, looking at the ring with interest. Whoa, that's cool, Sakura said, staring at it in awe. Sasuke was wide-eyed about it. The first battle with Zabuza, our fight with Haku, that was us using ring energy. Yup, Naruto nodded. Not only that, ring energy can also be used to power up some machines. But when organic beings like us use it, then it can rejuvenate your stamina and abilities. When me and Sasuke used them, they gave us a temporary extra power boost. Plus, when you collect the rings, they'll protect you from taking damage until you run out of them. Really? Sakura asked. It's true. Sasuke nodded, remembering how the rings popped out of Naruto from when he took damage. When Haku attacked Naruto, I saw the rings pop out of him before they vanished. They can also be used for money, Naruto added. Especially since I don't have to waste mine to get some ramen. Kakashi and Sakura had surprised expressions on their faces. They didn't think for 1 second that the rings could be used for money. Where exactly did you find these rings? Kakashi asked. Naruto shrugged. Beats me. These things popped up some time ago, and I'm the only one to discover them. It was the truth. Ever since he inherited the hedgehog's powers, the rings started to pop up everywhere. Naruto knew for a fact that these rings came from their world and they somehow ended up here along with the Chaos Emeralds. It was like objects from their world is coming here. Noted. Kakashi said, looks he got something to tell to the Hokage. Sakura looked at Naruto and looked down at his pocket, seeing his star charm. There was something always bugging her since Naruto revealed he had a friend in his childhood. Hey Naruto. Sakura called. Yo. I have a question. It's about your friend. The one you mentioned before. Sakura said, getting him to stop walking, making them stop too. What about her? Naruto asked, his back still turned to them, since they don't want to see his face. Well, I wanted to know, who was she? What was she like? What happened to her? Sakura asked, making Sasuke and Kakashi curious as well. Naruto scratched the back of his head and sighed. Might as well tell them. Well. Flashback. Hidden Leaf Village 7 years ago. Her name's Blaze. We met a while back when I was at the park. I was just sitting on the swings by myself as usual. 5-year-old Naruto is seen sitting on a swing by himself as he watched the other children play with each other or with their family. A kid came by him with a ball in his hand as he looked at him. His father, a shinobi, came by and quickly grabbed his hand, telling his son to don't talk to him, making the young Naruto look down sadly, before he looked up and saw people staring at him as he heard the whispers. I just sat there and watched as the children played. I was gonna get up and leave the park, but then. Naruto's eyes widened as he felt someone push him. He looks behind him in shock as he saw a girl, around his age, pushing him on the swing. She had lilac-colored hair in a bob cut, with long bangs framing her face and the tips being dark purple. She had golden-colored eyes and a ruby gem on her forehead. She wore black tight shorts and a yellow shirt. She also wore golden bracelets on her wrists. Naruto stared up at her with shock and surprise, but it increased when she smiled at him as she kept pushing him. I was shocked that she was actually pushing me. I was even more shocked when I saw her smile at me. Before I knew it, she told me her name. Hi. I'm Blaze. What's your name? She asked happily as she kept pushing him. Naruto continued to stare at her with a surprised look on his face. She introduced herself to him? But wait a second, didn't she know who he is? He looks around and saw many grown-ups staring at the two. He then looked down, his harrow shadowing his eyes. What does it matter? Naruto asked sadly. Your parents are just gonna take you away. No, they won't, Blaze said as she stopped pushing. Huh? Naruto blinked and turns to her with wide eyes. What do you mean? My parents aren't here. Blaze answered in an emotionless tone, surprising Naruto, before she smiled again, wanting to change the subject. So what's your name? Naruto Uzumaki, Naruto said shyly. Blaze giggled. That's a funny name. Hey! My name's not funny! Naruto exclaimed as he got up from his swing and pointed at her. It's a cool name, you know. Blaze covered her mouth to stop the giggles that erupted from her lips. Your name means fish cake. It's a ramen topping. Naruto's face turned red in embarrassment and anger. It's Maelstrom. My name means Maelstrom. The old man told me so. Fish cakes. Blaze cheered as she pointed at him. Maelstrom, Naruto argued, pointing at her. Fish cakes. Maelstrom. Maelstrom. Fish cakes. My name means fish cakes and that's final, Naruto declared as he crossed his arms. Okay, have it your way, Blaze said, shrugging her shoulders as Naruto smiled smugly. She smirks at him and whispered in a low voice. 3, 2, 1. Naruto's eyes widened comically before he glared at Blaze. Hey! You tricked me! Yes. Yes, I did. Blaze still smirked. The two stared at each other for a couple of seconds before they puffed their cheeks out and laughed together. Blaze suddenly grabbed Naruto's hand, stopping him as he turns to her. I like you, Naruto. Come on, let's play. She ran to the park while still holding Naruto's hand. Naruto was shocked. This was definitely something new to him. He didn't expect anyone, let alone a girl, to say they like him and invited him to come play with them, while holding his hand. He looked at her smiling face. She looked really happy to have made a friend. Friend, is that what Blaze wanted? Him to be her friend? No one ever wanted to be his friend before. He tried to be friends with the others, but their parents told them to stay away from him. He looks down at her hand before holding it as well. Slowly a big happy grin appeared on his face as he ran alongside her, both of them laughing, not seeing the shocked or surprised looks from those who were watching them. Since then, the two of us became best friends. The time we spent together, I began to learn more about her. She kinda had this elegant air around her. She was always calm and level-headed, but she did have this fiery temper that always made me run away from her whenever I did something stupid. Various scenes of Naruto and Blaze playing appeared as it showed them pranking someone, Naruto pranking someone, and her sighing at his antics. Naruto was running away, a comical scared expression on his face, as Blaze chased him around, a comical angry expression on her face. The two of them were at Ichiraku's ramen enjoying a nice single bowl of ramen together. Blaze giving a tear-eyed Naruto the star charm was seen. I wanted those days to last forever. But one day, Blaze and Naruto were on top of a hill watching the sunset. But then Naruto saw sparkles coming right next to him. He turned to Blaze and his eyes widened as he saw her glowing. She just started glowing. I told her about it, and she got scared, telling me that they were calling her back. She was panicking as she said she didn't want to go back and wanted to stay. She started to cry and hugged me. Blaze? Naruto asked nervously as his eyes began to water. Blaze sobbed into his shoulder. I'm sorry, Naruto. She then began to float in the air as she grabbed Naruto's hand. No! I don't want to go back yet. Please! Let me stay a little longer. Blaze! What's going on? Naruto asked as he gripped her hands, not wanting to let her go. It's okay, Naruto. Blaze smiled despite the tears flowing. I want to say, thank you for being my best friend. Thank you for accepting me. I promise, we'll meet again. I don't know when. And I don't know how. But we will. Naruto's eyes widened as Blaze's hand disappeared and she began to float away. Blaze! He cried out to her, tears flowing as he reached out to her. Naruto! Blaze cried back as she reached her hand out to him before she vanished into the sunset as a crying Naruto watched in shock. Flashback ends. I went to the Hokage and told him about it, and he sent some Shinobika out to look for her. I couldn't eat, sleep, or nothing until I knew they found her and she was safe. But when he told me they couldn't find her, I broke down, Naruto said as he looks down. He continued to walk as the others followed. Kakashi looked at his students sadly, knowing the feeling of losing friend. Sasuke felt sorry for Naruto, and Sakura had a teardrop from her eyes. Naruto. Sakura wiped it. After that, I looked for her around the village myself. I even snuck out to go to other villages to find her. But the old man found out, and he sent his ninja to come after me. I was constantly being watched over by them for a while until they figured I'd given up, which I never did. Naruto continued. And then that's when, you guys already know, he said sheepishly, referring to his behavior from back then. Sasuke and Sakura both tensed up as memories of those times came flooding back. The angry glare that Naruto would send to anyone that would take that charm of his, and the vicious beating he would give to anyone who would talk smack about him, his charm, or that girl. They still couldn't believe that was the same knucklehead who would always pull pranks. Kakashi, meanwhile, was neutral. He was always away on a mission or minding his own business, but he did often see Naruto attacking someone. Afterwards, Naruto spoke up, getting everyone's attention. I told myself that I would get stronger. I would keep on getting stronger and stronger, so that way I can become a great ninja and keep reaching my dreams of being Hokage. He looks up at the sky. And most of all, go out there to find Blae. Nobody didn't say anything. If anything, from the way Naruto said that, it sounded like he was in love with this girl, even though he hasn't noticed yet since he was dense as hell. She must be really special to you, huh? Kakashi asked, I smiling at him. Yeah. Naruto smiled. She really is. So then why wasn't she at the academy while you were? Sasuke asked. Hey, yeah? I think I remember seeing her one day to bring you something. And that was it, Sakura said, looking up thoughtfully. Yeah, I asked her that. Naruto scratched his head. And she said that she didn't want to be a ninja. When I asked her why, she just said dash. HM? The air around them just shifted all of a sudden, making Naruto look around. Whoa, did you guys feel that? He didn't receive an answer. Guys? His eyes widened as he saw them frozen in place, surprised expression on their face. Huh! He walks up to Sasuke, waving a hand in his face, stepping back in shock as there was no reaction. What the? This is chaos control. He felt a presence behind him, making him look back as a boy, his age, appeared before him, with his back turned. The boy slowly turns around, showing he was wearing a mask. Who? The boy raised his hand, and in the next second, Naruto was blasted into the air. The Chaos Emeralds suddenly came out of Naruto, glowing brightly, and went behind him. They opened up a portal and Naruto got sucked in. The boy looked up at the portal, a look of surprise hidden beneath the mask. TCH. He vanished, just as time returned to normal. Huh! Squad 7 blinked as they looked around. They all felt something happened to them. What just happened? Sakura asked as she looked around. It felt like the air was just. She didn't know how to explain it. I felt it too, Sasuke said. Where is Naruto? Kakashi asked as his genin blinked and looked around. He was just here, Sakura stated. Naruto! Naruto! Where are you? Sasuke called out. Naruto! This isn't funny! Come out now! Sakura called out. Kakashi looked around before he heard something fall from the sky. He looks down and saw the gold ring and Naruto's lucky charm, making his eye narrow as he picks them up. What in the world? Did they just fall from the sky? Kakashi looks up before his eye widened when he saw a blue portal in the sky before it vanished. He turns around to Sasuke and Sakura, seeing that they looked up as well with wide eyes before they turned to him, and saw the objects as their eyes widened in realization. Sensei? Sakura asked as he nodded. I don't know what happened just now, Kakashi started as he looked back up. But whatever or whoever made that portal in the sky took Naruto away. Sakura and Sasuke gasped. Where did Naruto go? Naruto groaned as he sat up and shook his head. What the hell? Who was that guy? He stood up and looked around before his eyes widened as he saw a grassy field with lots of flowers, totems, and rivers. He also saw a bunch of gold rings. Where in the hell am I? Naruto shouted in the heavens. Unknowingly, he was on an unknown island in the middle of the ocean. Where in the hell am I? Naruto yelled. His voice echoed out across the entire island as many animals went into hiding. Naruto continued to look around. Why does this place look so familiar? That's when he saw the brown checkered ground, which made his eyes widen. This place. Memories of the day he met the three hedgehogs flashed in his mind. It was the moment when Sonic changed the scene of his mind that brought familiarity to this place. This is Green Hill. From Sonic's world. Naruto exclaimed before he gasped. Wait, am I in Sonic's world? He shook his head. No, that's impossible. The rings and Chaos Emeralds are from Sonic's world, but they're in my world now, meaning that it's gone. Naruto looks around. So what's going on? He begins to walk around, exploring the place. Wow! Naruto said as he touched a flower, smiling. No wonder Sonic chose this place in my mind. It's beautiful here. Still, I can't believe Green Hill is real. And it's here in my world. Wait till the others hear about this, especially Blaze. He stops as his eyes widen. Blaze? Now that he's somewhere unknown and away from the others, he can use this chance to try and find her. Or at least a clue that can point him in the right direction. He reached into his pocket to take out his star charm, only to blink. Huh! Naruto pat his pocket again to make sure his mind wasn't playing any tricks on him. What? He touched all around his pockets, and he couldn't feel his star charm anywhere. No! It's gone! What happened to it? Naruto looks around the grass to see if it dropped out of his pocket, only to see that it wasn't nowhere. His eyes widen as the image of the masked boy came into his head. Shit! The fourth Hokage's legacy cursed through grit teeth. That guy in the mask? When he blasted me in the sky, it must have fallen out. He sighed in annoyance. Damn it. I hope Kakashi-sensei and the others got it. His eyes widened. Oh shoot. I gotta think of a way back home. Sensei and the others might be worried sick about me. His eyes widened further. Oh, I almost forgot. The Chaos Emeralds. Naruto closed his eyes to try and summon them, but he couldn't. He couldn't feel their power. They're gone. No way. He remembered when the three emeralds came out and formed a portal behind him after he was blasted away. Did they disappear after the portal was formed? If that's true, then that could only mean that the Chaos Emeralds was the one who brought him here and not the masked boy. So then, why did they send me here? Naruto asked. Before he could think this further, he heard noises not too far from his location. He quickly runs there really fast, and his eyes widened when he saw a man and his machines trying to capture little animals. But these animals were different. While it was true they are animals, they just look more. Naruto didn't know how to describe it. They just looked different than the ones he saw. Naruto turns to the man with the rotund egg-shaped body. He wore red pants and leggings which fade to black. He also wore yellow shoes that has black stripes on it, white gloves, a bald head, pince-nez visors with blue lenses, a bright pink nose, and a very bushy gray mustache. He also wears a black shirt, the sleeves being yellow, with an oversized yellow collar, and white buttons on his pants. He was sitting in a floating mobile machine. Naruto's eyes widened, with an expression of disbelief. Dr. Eggman. He spoke in a sync voice of Sonic, Shadow, and Silver. He blinks in confusion before placing a hand on his chest. Huh! Wah! Why did he know that man's name? He never met the guy. And why did he hear the hedgehogs' voices when he spoke the name? But he looks like Dr. Eggman, except he looks older. Naruto doesn't even know who the hell this Dr. Eggman guy is. Yet somehow, he does. Get back here, you little critters! Dr. Eggman laughed as he chased after them. All I want is to put you inside my badniks and make them powerful. That just made the animals cry out as they ran faster, though some of them were captured by his robots. Not on my watch, Naruto said, ignoring his previous thoughts for now, as he did a spin dash and charged at the robots. Yes. Good, my little badniks. Gather them. Dr. Eggman exclaimed in excitement before he heard something. HM? He turns to it, and his eyes widened as he saw a yellow blur come past him, spinning his mobile in place as he screamed, not hearing the destruction of his precious robots. Once he stopped, eggs were floating around him. He shook his head and a shocked expression appeared on his face. What? His robots were destroyed as pieces were all over the place. My badniks! Who would dare destroy my precious badniks? That would be me. Eggman turned around and his eyes widened as the child was there, arms crossed, a glare on his face, and the animals hiding behind him. What? Who are you? My name is Naruto Uzumaki, the world's ultimate ninja and future Hokage. Naruto introduced himself. Now what do you think you're doing, Egghead? Eggman raised an eyebrow at the ninja part, but a tick mark formed on his head at the nickname. Egghead? How dare you? He stood up and bowed mockingly. My name is Niga. Dr. Eggman Niga, the greatest scientific genius in the world. If you please. Naruto's eyes narrowed. Eggman. Niga? At least he got the name right, but that still leaves on how he knows it when he haven't met him, and for some reason he feels like groaning at his self-proclaimed title. Plus his name was mouthful. Sure, whatever you say, Egghead. Now what are you doing to these animals? Why I need these animals to power up my badniks? Niga then glared at him. But because of your interference and destroying my badniks, I lost them. Yeah? Well, good thing I did show up, Naruto said, glaring at him. Is that why you're here? Just to kidnap the animals and put them inside your robots? Oh no, my boy. Well, that's just a bonus, Niga said as Naruto narrowed his eyes. You see, I came to South Island to find and gather the legendary miracle gems, the Chaos Emeralds. Naruto's eyes widened. He knows about the Chaos Emeralds. And they're all on this island? But that's impossible. Nobody in this world knows about them yet. They didn't even show up that long. There's no way. There's no way that's possible. Him knowing Eggman's name, that strange feeling his chest, Eggman Niga himself knowing about the Chaos Emeralds. Could Niga actually be? It would seem you know about the emeralds, Niga said as he noticed Naruto's silence. Yeah. And what if I do? Naruto crossed his arms. So you do know about them. Niga smirked. That's good. Good for me, that is. Now tell me, where exactly can I find them on this island? Naruto blinks as he stares at Dr. Niga. I don't know. What? Dude, I got separated from my team and was teleported here against my will just now. Like I don't even know where the hell this island is. Naruto deadpanned. Niga was silent before he coughed. Well, that doesn't matter. He grinned. Because once I discover the emerald's location, I will use their powers to take over the world, or better yet, I'll destroy it. Like hell I'll let that happen. Naruto shouted as he threw several shurikens at Niga, but his mobile had a shield around it, and it deflected the shurikens. Ho 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 ho. Niga laughed. Sorry, ninja boy, but you don't have a choice in the matter. He then flies away. I'll make sure to destroy your village first. Naruto growled as Eggman Niga disappeared. So he's gonna use the emeralds to destroy this world, huh? Niga definitely don't know who he's messing with. He grins confidently. Stopping an evil man from taking over or destroying the world? This sounds like a good excuse to have some adventure and save the world at the same time. Heh. Okay, Eggy. Let's go. Music, Green Hill Zone, Sonic the Hedgehog. Naruto runs down a straightforward path, crossing a bridge as he gathered some of the rings that were floating around. He stopped as he saw a fish bandit jump out of the water and tried to get a bite out of him. Hey! Naruto used his homing attack and destroyed it, along with the second one that jumped out, releasing the animals that were trapped inside. Okay, if I see any badniks, destroy them, Naruto told himself as he continued on his way. Naruto made it to a hilltop before he used his spin dash to make it to the top, collecting some rings in THR process. Man, this place is beautiful, despite the fact that these robots are here, Naruto commented before he punched a flying badnik, destroying it. He grinned as he saw a loop, making him smirk. Booyah! He went through the loop, making him cheer. The others are gonna be so very jealous when they hear about this. Naruto laughed. He looks ahead, seeing the robots were now coming at him. He grins as he used his quickly runs past them in an instant. The next, they exploded. Now I need to find out where to find the Chaos Emeralds on this island, Naruto said as he ran forward, grabbing a few rings. He used Saw's spring and he jumped on it as it launched him up on a moving platform. He looks down seeing that there was a pit full of spikes, making him wince. Do not want to go down there, Naruto said as he used his telekinesis to move faster before he got off the platform and took off running. Now back to what I was talking about. The emeralds could be anywhere, what the? Naruto stopped talking as he saw a floating giant ring right next to a sign post, with a picture of Eggman Niga on it. Okay, that's weird. The giant ring is weird and the sign post is ugly. I'll fix that, he said as he ran past the sign, making it spin in place. It stopped as Naruto's image appeared on it. There we go! Naruto turns to the ring. Now, what's up with this giant ring? I wonder. He jumps to it and the moment he did, the ring transported him. Music, Special Stage, Sonic the Hedgehog. Whoa! Naruto screamed as he was floating in an unknown place. He looks up at the sky as it keeps changing shapes. He looks around and saw he was inside a crystal maze, and it keeps spinning around. What the heck is this place? Naruto asked as he looked around. He gasped as he sensed a Chaos Emerald nearby. A Chaos Emerald is in here? I get it. The Chaos Emeralds must be inside this secret zone and Niga doesn't know about it. Naruto grins as he used his spin jump to make his way through the rotating crystal maze. As he navigated through the maze, he was surprised to find rings inside there, so he made a grab for them while also following the signal to the emerald. Naruto found the emerald, but it was hidden behind some colored blocks. So he used his homing attack to destroy the blocks and grab the emerald. Yes! Naruto cheered as he held a blue Chaos Emerald in his hand. He looks around him before he gasped as the maze spun faster and a bright light appeared, making him cover his eyes. Music ends. Naruto opened his eyes and saw he was back in Green Hill Zone. He looks down at his hand and saw the Chaos Emerald. Okay, now I know that the emeralds are in that secret zone. All I gotta do is just find those giant rings and they'll take me there, Naruto said as the emerald disappeared within him. Naruto heard something and he looks ahead to find Eggman Niga ahead of him. Nega! He shouted as he gave chase. Niga turned around and he had shocked expression on his face. You! How did you get here quickly? I'm just too fast for you, Doc, Naruto exclaimed as he jumped up and attacked him from behind. Oh! Hey! Niga yelled. Alright boy, if it's a fight you want then it's a fight you'll get. Music Boss, Sonic the Hedgehog. A giant brown checkered ball came out of the bottom of the mobile. Niga then swung the giant ball around, hoping to smash Naruto with it, but he managed to dodge. Naruto jumps on a platform and jumps off of it as his hands was covered in sparks. Chaos Spear! He launched a barrage of yellow spears at Niga's mobile as it shook from the damage. Why you? Niga spun his mobile really fast as he charged at Naruto. Whoa! Naruto quickly dodged out of the way as the ball destroyed the platform he was standing on. He watched as the mobile did a flip and the ball was coming at him, wanting to smash him. The ultimate ninja dodged again as he jumped on the ball and used his homing attack to hit the mobile multiple times. That does it! Niga pushed a button and a second ball came out. He then charged at Naruto, so he can smash him with both balls. Naruto grinned B-Pily as he easily used his reflex and acrobatic skills to easily dodge them. He jumps on one of the balls and began to mock Niga by making goofy faces at him, making a vein pop out of the mad scientist's head. Little brat! Niga's eyes widened as Naruto easily caught a ball in his hand before he pulled it out of the mobile. What? Heh! Catch egg face! Naruto threw the ball at the mobile, causing it to be badly damaged. Because of that, many explosions were seen as the mobile got badly damaged and the second ball got destroyed. This isn't over yet, boy! Eggman Niga swore as he flew away. Music Green Hill Zone, Sonic the Hedgehog. Believe me, this is far from over, Naruto said seriously as Niga vanished from sight. He looks ahead and saw a large capsule. The hell is a capsule doing here? Naruto asked. He runs to it and examined. He looks up at the switch on top of it as he jumps on it. The capsule exploded and the animals came out of it. So that's it, Naruto realized. This capsule was used as a containment for those little animals. That way, Niga would take the animals and put them inside his robots. Now I know what else to find on this island. He looks up and another giant ring appeared. Time for the next emerald. Naruto jumps inside the ring as it vanished. Music Marble Zone, Sonic the Hedgehog. Naruto jumped out of the giant ring as it vanished. 2 down, 5 to go. He then runs ahead a path as he looks around at the scenery, seeing some ancient marble buildings. What's up with this OHSHIT? Naruto quickly jumped to a platform to avoid getting melted alive by the lava. Damn, I did not come on. The platform he was on began to burn itself as it was floating in the lava. But because of his weight, the lava began to burn the grass. Shit! Naruto jumped on more platforms till he made it out the lava river as he landed on the ground. Phew, that was close. He looks down at the lava. I gotta be more careful. Who knows if more lava are around? He turns around and runs off. Music End. Hidden Leaf Village. What? A shocked Hiruzen asked. Naruto is gone, Irika exclaimed. Squad 7 has returned from their mission and Kakashi gave the report. Hiruzen was disappointed in himself for not realizing about that, and was slightly disappointed at the squad that didn't return immediately. But then again, Naruto was the one who convinced them to keep going because Tazuna needed help and he wasn't going to just abandon those who need it, which made Hiruzen inwardly smile proudly. That boy has such a heart of gold. However, Hiruzen noticed their missing teammate and he asked them where Naruto was. Irika thought out loud that Naruto was probably at the ramen stand, but the mood suddenly dropped as he and the Hokage saw the expressions on Sasuke and Sakura's face while Kakashi had a deep frown on his face. Kakashi told Sasuke and Sakura to head home, and he explained to them what happened to Naruto as they were on their way here. Yes. Kakashi nodded. I don't know how it happened, but 1 second he was there but the next he wasn't. He reached into his pocket and took out the gold ring and star charm. He sat them in front of the Hokage. This was all that was left. The Hokage looked at the gold ring with a slightly confused expression before he looked to the star charm, making his eyes saddened as he remembered a younger Naruto rushing into his office and introducing his new best friend. Iruka looked at the items as well and he had a confused expression. Where did Naruto find that gold ring? And that star charm, why does it look, that's right. It's that charm that Naruto had brought with during those days at the academy. He remembered how Naruto had stopped pulling pranks for some reason and would simply stare at that charm, a dead look in his eyes, during the whole class, not paying attention to any lessons that were given. And when someone tried to take it from him, be it an adult or child, civilian or shinobi, he would violently attack them, leading some to go to the hospital. Hell, even Iruka tried to take it at some point and Naruto viciously attacked him in front of the whole class. Naruto even tried to stab him in the eye with his own kunai before he got held back by a nearby instructor. Only to prove bad when Naruto almost broke the man's arm off. But before Naruto could do that, he saw the charm on the floor and let him go to get it. He walked back to his desk as though nothing happened, shocking them and the whole class. Iruka still remembers them. Those cold, lifeless eyes of Naruto's. Those were the eyes of someone who had lost someone very important to them, and was angry at the whole world. Whenever Naruto was like that, it literally took several Chunin, along with little Jonin, to come and calm him down before the Hokage came in, but it just kept getting worse as Naruto was moving all over the place, taking them down. And this kid was still in the academy. But then again, like before in the classroom, there were times that after Naruto is finished attacking whoever took the star charm, he would pick it up and walk away, glaring angrily at anyone who would dare try to take it. Iruka shivered from those memories as he remembered the rumors going around saying that when Naruto attacks those that touched his star charm, he had red eyes with a slit pupil. They even said he had faint red chakra flowing out of him. Iruka won't lie, but he himself saw those eyes as well, he just didn't want to admit it. Lord Hokage, I have a question. Kakashi spoke up. And this might be bizarre. Yes, what is it? Hiruzen asked, curious about this bizarre question. Well, is there someone who has the ability to stop time? Kakashi asked. Hiruzen and Iruka blinked at the question. Your pardon? Hiruzen asked. I can't explain it, but before Naruto vanished, we had felt this strange sudden feeling. Like the air around us just shifted. When the feeling vanished, we saw Naruto was gone in an instant. Kakashi told him. I saw Naruto's things drop from the sky and pick them up before looking up. I saw a blue portal in the sky before it vanished. Sasuke and Sakura can vouch for me as they saw it too. I think that's what happened to Naruto. Hiruzen was confused now. A blue portal appearing in the sky. He then had a look of understanding. And you think that whoever made that portal in the sky to make Naruto disappear had the ability to stop time to do so? It's all I could think of, Kakashi admitted. Hiruzen hummed. A shinobi with the ability to stop time? That's just impossible. There was no shinobi in recorded history with the ability to stop time itself. But Kakashi was right. It was the only logical explanation. Plus, as years go, the shinobi world is changing after all, with young shinobi with new amazing gifts that's never been seen before are popping up. So it's possible. Lord Third, please allow me and a squad to go out and search for Naruto, Iruka pleaded. As much as it pains me to say this, Hiruzen started. I'm afraid I must decline. But Lord Third, think about it for a second, Iruka. Kakashi spoke up. We are dealing with an unknown shinobi, who probably has the ability to stop time itself. This same shinobi is also the one who transported Naruto somewhere far away. Kakashi's right. Hiruzen nodded. Naruto could be anywhere around the world. For all we know, he could be in another village or another country, maybe some even place else that we have no knowledge of. In the Spring Yard Zone, Naruto was in his spin ball as he was forcibly being bounced back and forth between the bumpers. Aac Cho. Naruto suddenly sneezed as he got off his spin ball but was still being bounced. This is ridiculous. Oof. We also have no clue of his whereabouts or whoever it was that took him. Lord Third, Iruka said, eyes widened. Are you saying that we should just... No. Absolutely not. The third exclaimed in anger, making Iruka flinch slightly. He sighed. I'm saying, we just have to hope that Naruto finds his way back home to the village. Or, Kakashi said as he stared at the star charm. Wherever Naruto ended up, he might be using this chance to try and find his childhood friend. Hiruzen's eyes widened while Iruka had a confused expression. What are you talking? Iruka's eyes widened as memories came flooding in his head. He briefly recalled seeing Naruto playing with someone, a girl, a long time ago. She would even be in front of the academy when the day was over and the two would leave together. I see, Hiruzen said sadly, a knowing expression on his face. So he told you about her? Yes. Kakashi nodded, looking down. Naruto really miss her. Of course he does. Hiruzen smiled softly as he picked up the purple star. After all, she was the first person to accept Naruto for who he is, and the two of them formed an incredible that I haven't seen in years. So then, that girl from before really was Naruto's? Iruka asked. It actually did make sense, now that he thought about it. Naruto looked very excited to leave whenever the school day ended. He always assumed he was off pulling more of those pranks, but now to think that Naruto actually made a friend, and it was that girl from before, filled Iruka up with joy. His eyes widened in realization. Wait a second, if that girl from before was Naruto's friend, then that means... Iruka looked at the star charm. That star charm. Yes. That was a gift Naruto got from his friend, Kakashi said. On his birthday, to be exact, Hiruzen added, before she vanished 2 days later. That made Iruka silently gasp in surprise. I see, he said softly, understanding shone in his eyes as he turns to Hiruzen. Then Naruto's violent behavior from back then. That's right. The god of shinobi sighs and tilts his hat down. To be honest with you both, because of that violent behavior, Naruto was this close to releasing the 9 tails. Iruka gasped while Kakashi narrowed his eye. I know this because I and a few others saw it firsthand when he unleashed its power on our shinobi when they tried to stop him. An image of a feral Naruto covered in red chakra appeared in Hiruzen's mind. He picks up the star charm, showing it to the other two, or more specifically showing it to Iruka. It's thanks to this star charm that we managed to calm Naruto down and cease the Nine Tails' influence on him. But because of the villagers and some of the children taking it in front of him, or even talking about her, it kept getting worse. And I'm one of them. Iruka thought sadly as he looked down. If I recall, Lord Third, didn't you went out somewhere with Naruto when it started to get worse? Kakashi asked curiously. Yes. Me and Naruto had a little heart-to-heart. Hiruzen smiled. After that, he returned to being the happy ball of sunshine that we know and love, determined to finding his friend when he becomes a ninja and reach his dream. Iruka looked back at the item. So that's why Naruto was so protective of that star charm and became the way he was. It was a gift from his precious friend. On his birthday, no less. It also explained that dead look in his eyes from back then, and why he was so quiet, which wasn't Naruto-like at all. His best friend had vanished. Because of it, Naruto must have been deeply hurt, and saddened by it, and tried to leave the village to go find her, only to be brought back. He couldn't even imagine what Naruto had gone through. The first friend he ever made, the bond he formed with her, just vanishing all of a sudden? No wonder Naruto was like that and became violent to everybody, him included. And now he's out there in the unknown and is no doubt looking for her. Iruka looks up at the sky from the window. Please be safe, Naruto. South Island, Labyrinth Zone. Music, Labyrinth Zone, Sonic the Hedgehog. Naruto held his breath as he continued to run underwater. Out of all the zones I've been through, this is probably the hardest one, he thought with a half-lidded expression. He saw a fish robot charging at him before he used his spin attack to destroy it. He'll admit though the last two zones he went to were interesting, especially the Spring Yard zone, though that zone was really annoying. The Marble zone was extremely hot, probably because of the amount of lava that was there. Plus he had to underground at one point, and he used his chakra to stick to the ceiling because of the lava river that was there. But he managed to get out underground and found a giant ring along with the same signpost like in Green Hill Zone. So he changed the signpost and entered the giant ring. He got the third Chaos Emerald after that, and he managed to find Eggman Niga. And he had a robot that he uses to spit fire at him. But hey, it was easy and he managed to destroy it. Niga escaped again and he another one of those capsules there. He destroyed it, releasing the animals, and jumped to the giant ring. With the fourth emerald in hand, Naruto found himself in the Spring Yard zone. The zone was fun to be in. It was just annoying because of those bumper thingies that were all over the place. But hey, he managed to make through in the end and did the same thing he did in the last two zones. Changed the signpost, entered the giant ring and got the fifth emerald. Then he fought Niga, destroyed the capsule, and exited the zone. And that's how he found himself in the most difficult zone. The Labyrinth Zone. Naruto thought it would be easy just like the rest of the zones. But he was wrong. He was so very wrong. He found himself trapped inside this maze-like zone, and it was starting to annoy him. He found a signpost but there was no giant ring, so he continued onwards. Naruto's face beginning to turn purple and his eyes turned comically. Air! Air! I need air! He looks and saw a large bubble. He quickly runs to it and gulped it in his mouth. Phew! That was close. The ultimate ninja looked up and his eyes widened when he saw the surface. Thank you God! He jumps on the platforms above his head, destroying the robots. Naruto jumps out the water and lands on a platform, soaked to the bone. He spun around really fast before he stopped. He was dry now but his hair was an afro. I hate this zone, Naruto said blankly. I really do. He shook his head as his hair returned to normal. He heard noises above him, making him look up. Nega. He jumps all the way up and attacked Niga's egg mobile, as he called it. He landed a direct hit from below, causing it to shake. What? Niga looked down in shock as he saw Naruto using his telekinesis to float, watching him as he went higher. No! Not you again! Yes, me again. Naruto grinned as he used his homing attack to attack Niga again, making the egg mobile shake again. Knock it off! Niga exclaimed. Oof! His egg mobile got hit again. Can't you see I'm trying to escape? Escape what? This but kicking? Naruto grinned as he attacked again. No escape that. Niga pointed below them, making Naruto look down as his eyes widened comically. The whole passage was flooding below them. And it was flooding really fast. Holy crap! Naruto exclaimed. He could clearly see that was no air bubbles, meaning that if he were to fall in, then it's game over for him. Naruto looked up at Niga and was about to attack him again but stopped when he had to avoid a spike coming from one of the platforms in the way. Another reason why he hates this zone, traps. All these goddamn traps everywhere. First, this zone was a maze, then there were traps, and now the place is about to be flooded? This zone was a pain in the ass. Ho 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 ho! Niga yelled as he disappeared from sight. Hey! Naruto quickly gave chase, making sure he avoided the spears and fire-spitting statues while making sure to stay away from the water. Naruto was almost close to Niga and he attacked him once more, making his egg mobile explode as he screamed while Naruto landed on the platform. No! You'll pay for this! Niga yelled as he escaped the passageway, with Naruto following after him. Naruto was staring up at Niga before rockets came out of his egg mobile, making his eyes widen, and Niga blasted away past the capsule. The man's machine sure moves fast, Naruto commented before he smirked. But I move faster. He jumps on the capsule, destroying it and releasing the animals before he jumped off it and dashed to the next zone. And hopefully more of those giant rings. Music ends. Meanwhile, Soul Kingdom. You look beautiful as always, Princess Blae, a maid said as she walked right next to her. Blae sighed and looked down at her attire. She wore a purple ball gown with a petal overskirt, a ruffled white petticoat, and long triangular sleeves. Of course, she said. Blae and the young maid were walking to the throne room, the maid with a smile and Blae with an indifferent expression. It was time to see what her father wanted. She usually likes to be alone, but she thought having company would be nice for a change. I do wonder what the king would want though, the maid continued, looking up curiously. It isn't like him to call you. And he looked really happy too. Blae sighed but felt her lips twitch upward slightly. This maid is just too cheery. A serious frown came afterwards. She was right. Why did her father seem happy to be calling her? A little too happy to say the least. It's most likely a marriage proposal. Since she's at that age, it would be time for her to find a suitable partner for her. It's been that way for a long time. But she knew that those suitors would only want to marry her because they wanted to have them. The Soul Emeralds. The greatest treasure of her kingdom. Them along with the jeweled scepter. Each soul emerald possesses unlimited amounts of great power, and are sought out by heroes and villains alike. It is said that the soul emeralds have the ability to transform one's thoughts into power, but is unknown to what extent, which is why many want them. However, that was many years ago. During times of war, before the shinobi world was even born, the Soul Kingdom has been cut off from the rest of the world. It doesn't even exist on the map. After all, during those times many people wanted to have power to win those wars or have it for their own selfish gain. So they sought out the Soul Emeralds. But it never came to that. The reason? It's because for many centuries the Soul Emeralds always had a guardian to protect them. And those guardians? They were of royal blood to the kingdom. As the centuries passed, the guardian has fallen, either by dying to protect the Soul Emeralds from outsiders or by old age. But that wasn't the end. As the royal lineage continued on for centuries, so has a new guardian, and they continued to protect the emeralds to this day. And who was the current guardian? It was Princess Blae herself. As per custom, the princess of the kingdom has held duty of guarding the Soul Emeralds, meaning that Blae's mother, her grandmother, and those former guardians of the past were princesses when they guarded the Soul Emeralds before their time came. After her grandmother passed before she was born, her mother was an appointed guardian, and she took the role very seriously as well as her role as queen. Just like her. But sadly, her time has passed a long time ago, and her father, the king, took it upon himself to guard the Soul Emeralds. However, due to him using a very special power of his, one that Blae has not inherited due to her connection with the Soul Emeralds, he aged faster than normally. This gift also helped him create a barrier around the kingdom, so that way no outsider can know of their existence. However, the barrier is starting to weaken each day. After all, the outside world is ruled by shinobi, assassins who move in the shadows and use an energy known as chakra to do amazing techniques. If those shinobi find out about their kingdom and the Soul Emeralds, then war would break out throughout the nation. And he didn't want that to happen. And despite Blae being the appointed guardian, he never wanted his daughter to suffer such a burden, especially after her mother died. So he will protect the Soul Emeralds. Until his last breath. We're here, Your Highness. The maid interrupting Blae's thoughts. The two were in front of a door which led to the throne room. Blaze turns to the maid. "Thank you for escorting me here," she said. "Of course, Your Highness." The maid bowed before she turned and left. Blaze rolled her eyes in annoyance before she turned to the door and entered. She looks up at the throne. There in front of her sat her father, the king. He has gray hair with tints of purple in there, along with a beard. He wears a white suit with thin, black stripes, and a red cape, and white shoes. He wore a crown, and by his side was Crane. He smiled softly as he saw his daughter. "Blaze." "Hello, father." Blaze smiled softly as she bowed to him. "Is there a reason why you have called for me?" "Yes." The king nodded as he stood up, grabbing his cane. He walks down as Blaze had a worried frown. "Walk with me, child." He walks past her as she turns around and walked right next to him. "As you already know, you are the current guardian of the Soul Emeralds. 7 gems with unlimited powers beyond the which we have ever seen." "Yes, I know of this." Blaze nodded. "But right now, I decided to ignore the customs of the kingdom and to protect the emeralds. And once I pass, then the barrier I placed around the kingdom will disappear, letting the shinobi world know of our existence." The king continued. "I have been thinking about this long and hard, and I believe it's time for us to become allies to these shinobi." "Father?" Blaze asked in a surprised tone. "However, as of now there are shinobi villages and countries out there with a corrupted leader, and I worry that we might make friends with the wrong people," the king said sadly, before he smiled at his daughter. "That is until now I remembered." "HM?" Blaze blinked. The king reached into his pocket and took out a picture, which made Blaze gasp. It was a picture of her and Naruto together. "A long time ago, when you ran away after your mother passed, you somehow ended up in a shinobi village. You told me this was called the village hidden in the leaf, correct?" "Why, yes, father. Again, I must apologize for my behavior back then," Blaze said as she looked down, but the king shook his head. "Don't be, my dear. In fact, I'm really happy," the king said as he looked at the picture. "You made a friend in that village. One whom you formed a bond with and can trust. I believe you told me that he was the first person to accept you as you are despite your gift, yes?" "Yes, that's right." Blaze smiled softly as she remembered that day. At first, he thought it was a jutsu, a technique that the ninja of his village uses, that I was doing, but when I explained to him it wasn't. A younger Naruto had an awe expression with his eyes replaced as stars. She silently giggled. He looked like a child that's been giving a birthday present and was amazed by it. As he should. The king chuckled. "After all, you did inherit your gift from your mother. Now I believe you met the Kage of that village, yes?" Blaze nodded as she remembered meeting the 3rd Hokage. He's a kind old man who cares a lot about the people of his village and does whatever he can to help them, especially Naruto. It shows how much he loves them all and how far he's willing to protect them. The king smiled and nodded. "Yes. Those are the signs of true ruler. Kindness, compassion, and protective of their homes and people. The 3rd Hokage of the Leaf Village is a trustworthy ally, which is why I want you to return there." Blaze almost tripped in her step as she looks at her father in shock. I beg your pardon, father?" "You heard me, dear." The king laughed softly. "From one of our travelers in the outside world I heard that these Chunin exams were coming up. The Chunin exams, from what I understand, is an exam where genin, who are young ninja your age, are given the chance to show their strength to see if they are worthy to move to the Chunin rank. But it's not just strength alone. They must also have knowledge and skills." Blaze had a look of understanding of that. Of course it would make sense for the exams to be based around that. Being a genin and becoming a chunin is like you're graduating. However, in order to see if you are worthy of being a chunin, they must test you and see for themselves if you have what it takes. Not only that, but he also told me that the exams would be held at the Hidden Leaf Village this year and a lot of other ninja from various villages will be there. The king continued. I would like for you to go there to represent our kingdom, even though we aren't part of the shinobi nations. What? Blaze asked wide-eyed. But father, what about you? You are the king, surely you can go. The king stroked his beard. You are correct about that. However, I must stay here in the kingdom and watch over the soul emeralds. Besides, he looks to his daughter and winked to her. This could be your chance to meet your friend. Blaze softly gasped at that. That's right. With this chance, she'll be able to meet Naruto again. She already started to wonder what he might be like after all these years. Knowing him, he's probably still pulling pranks on everybody and eating those ramen. She giggled softly as her cheeks turned red. The king looked at his daughter when he heard her giggle, and smiled when he saw her cheeks turn to red. So he was right after all. This Naruto might be a special friend to his daughter. When shall I leave, father? Blaze asked. You can leave right now if you want. The exams won't begin until the first day of July, the king replied. Blaze nodded before she noticed that they were in the castle garden. Wow, they were so wrapped up in the conversation they didn't know where they were walking to. Oh my, it seems we talked a lot, the king said as he noticed the garden. He then turns to her, smiling happily. Well then, hurry along, my daughter. We wouldn't want to keep your friend waiting, do we? Blaze was silent before she went and hugged her father, making him smile softly as he returned it. Thank you, Daddy, she whispered. I love you. I love you too, my dear, the king said as Blaze took off, the king watching as she does. He looks down at the picture, staring at the young happy boy with a smile. Naruto Uzumaki, to think a descendant of the Uzumaki clan still lives. He closed his eyes as an image of a younger him meeting a man, with red hair, appeared in his head. Thank you very much for befriending my daughter. It's no wonder the soul emeralds brought you two together. South Island, Scrape Brain Zone. Sheesh. This place is crazy, Naruto exclaimed as he dodged an incoming giant saw. The Scrap Brain Zone. Now this was the most challenging zone ever, due to its many traps and a large amount of robots. Naruto quickly deduced that this was Niga's base. There were also factories all over the place, meaning that's where the robots were being made. Once he defeats Niga, then he'll blow this place up. The last zone he went to, the Starlight Zone, that was probably the most coolest zone he ever been to. All the tracks also made him go faster and faster. It was also easier to collect rings and destroy robots when he runs past them. But he did end up hitting a wall and fell on top of those exploding robots, and lost some rings in process. But hey, it was still fun. He also managed to find a giant ring that were in the zone and went through them. Now he's got 6 of the 7 emeralds. Another giant ring hadn't appeared since then. So then where the hell is the 7th emerald? Naruto asked himself as he jumped to avoid a flamethrower before he destroyed more robots. I know I managed to get 6 through the secret zone. But the labyrinth zone didn't have any giant rings. Stupid maze. Naruto grabbed a few rings and slid down to avoid a giant saw. Does Niga have it? No. If he did, I would have sensed, especially when I fought him in Starlight Zone. He looks up and saw an entrance to a base. Time for the final showdown, Niga. He grinned as he spin-dashed inside, avoiding the traps. He stopped when he saw Niga standing in front of him, on the other side of the doorway, a grin on his face and a switch in front of him. Welcome to my humble abode, Naruto, Niga said. How do you like it? I'm no contractor, but this place doesn't look up to code, document. Naruto then smirked. But don't worry, once I beat you and blow it up, then everything will be nice and peachy. He then spin-dashed at Niga, but then a green energy wall appeared between the two, knocking him back. Okay, didn't see that coming, Naruto groaned. Sorry, my boy, Niga said. But lately you've been a real pain in my egg. Because of you I wasn't able to locate 1 KS Emerald on this island, and it is due to your interference. Naruto frowned. Looks like he was right. Niga doesn't have the last emerald. But no worries. Once I'm through with you, I'll be able to locate the emeralds. Niga continued as he grinned. So until then, have a nice fall. Niga jumped on the switch in front and the floor beneath Naruto's feet collapsed. Oh. Crap! Naruto screamed as he fell into the darkness. Naruto had a half-lidded expression on his face as he laid down on the floor. Fall. Pun. Funny. He got up and shook his head. He walks ahead and he an annoyed expression. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. He was in the labyrinth zone again. Except this place was gray. And it looked really difficult than the last one. Alright. Naruto cracked his neck and grinned. Let's get this over with. He dashed forward as he got through the weird labyrinth. He destroyed a bunch of robots that were down there, releasing the animals that were trapped. He even avoided some spikes that were in his way. He stopped, however, as his eyes widened comically. The water is purple. Water shouldn't be purple. He looks across it and saw the path to move forward. He looks down at the purple water. He sniffs it but then turns sickly green. It even smells purple. The ultimate ninja stated. And I don't even know what purple smells like. A cyan aura appeared around Naruto as he flew across the purple water before he landed on the path and ran forward. As he did, he destroyed some more robots and was getting ready to get out of the pathway when the purple water started to rise faster. Naruto had no choice but to cover his breath as he was in the water. But he used his spin dash to get out of the pathway and out the water. He spat the water on the ground and shook his body. Step 1: Kick Eggman's ass. Step 2: Find a way off this island. And Step 3: Take a nice long shower. The stink will come off, he said as he looked up and saw a hole in the ceiling. A smirk appeared on his face as he used his spin dash to get out underground and back up to Niga's base. Music Final Zone, Sonic the Hedgehog. Where are you, Niga? Naruto asked as he made it out the fake labyrinth zone and was in a laboratory. Once he made on the edge of the platform, a force field appeared right behind Naruto. He looks behind it, eyes narrowed before he turned back around and moved forward. He screeched to a halt, however, when he saw an engine piston come down from above him, making his eyes widen comically as his nose touched it. He quickly jumps back just as the piston went back up to the ceiling. What the hell was that? Naruto asked in shock. That was my engine piston. Niga's voice was heard. And now it's time I turn you into a ninja pancake. Naruto felt vibration, making him look down on the floor before his eyes widened when he saw it was slightly moving up. Whoa! He quickly jumped out of the way as two pistons came out at the same time. However, one of them had Niga inside it. He quickly used his spin dash and attacked the piston, but it quickly went back down. Hey! Naruto heard movement close to him. He looks down, saw he was standing between two large circles. One was coming up and the other was coming down. He stood in a straight, stiff posture as the pistons came down on Naruto and missed him. Having trouble, Naruto? Niga asked, from within one of the pistons. He laughed mockingly as the pistons returned. Get back out here and fight like a man! Naruto exclaimed as he stomped on the pistons. He heard noises coming from above him, and he looked up in exasperation as he saw electric generators charging up. Of course! The generators sent 4 spark balls at Naruto as he quickly dodged them. Okay, time for me to stop playing. He held his hand out as a Chaos Emerald appeared. He smirked as he heard the pistons getting ready to come out. Chaos. The pistons came out. Control. Music ends. Time had stopped. Naruto looked to one of the pistons and saw Niga inside, grinning evilly. Naruto grinned as he did multiple homing attacks on the piston. In a blur, he then launched a bunch of chaos spears at it before he stopped to charge at the last one up. He then threw the biggest spear at it, making it become more damaged. Time was about to return normal, so Naruto quickly took a marker out and drew doodles on Niga's face as he chuckled evilly. Time soon returned to normal and the piston Niga was getting completely destroyed as multiple dents appeared around and scorch marks were on it. Niga was screaming as his pistons were exploding. He quickly got out and jumped into his egg mobile. No way! I can't believe this! Niga exclaimed as he was making his escape. Believe it! Naruto exclaimed as his hand was charged with yellow chaos energy. Chaos Spear! He launched the attack on the egg mobile, causing it to explode. Nuh! Niga screamed in anger as his machine lost power. He looks at his reflection seeing the doodles on his face and he went red. I hate that ninja brat. He then fell into a bottomless pit. Naruto grinned down at the pit as he rubbed his finger across his nose, completely ignoring the destruction of the scrap brain zone. He turns around and runs out. Music credits Sonic the Hedgehog. Naruto races out of the destruction of the scrap brain zone before he found himself back into Starlight Zone. Then he managed to get back to the Labyrinth Zone and ram across the ocean. He returns to Spring Yard Zone in that moment and then came to Marble Zone. He soon found himself back in Green Hill Zone as all of the animals followed after him, the moment they saw him. Yes! Naruto cheered in excitement as he stopped in an open field. He then break-danced as the animals cheered for him. Alright. I beat the bad guy. And I got my first adventure by myself. He turns to the animals. Pretty cool, huh, guys? The animals cheered once more as they crowded around Naruto. He kneels to them as he began to pet them while some managed to get on his head and shoulders. Haha. Yup. This deserves one great. Naruto stopped as he realized something. His eyes widened further. Ah man! I still gotta find out where the last KS Emerald is, what dash? Naruto trailed off as he saw the 6 KS Emeralds appear before him in a circle. He immediately had a vision of Sonic standing in his place, looking up at the emeralds, before it vanished. He watched as the Chaos Emeralds floated to the air above Naruto. They began to spin around really fast, and in a flash of white, they vanished. Naruto's eyes widened in shocked awe before he looks around and saw lots and lots of flowers around the zone. Whoa! Naruto whistled as he looked around. This is beautiful. He looks up. I didn't know they can do that. He puts his hand under his chin. So what happens now? The Chaos Emeralds must be somewhere else by now. There was only 6 Chaos Emeralds on this island and the last one wasn't even here. On top of that, when all 6 came together, they disappeared. Which means he's gonna have to find them again. Another thing is, he's stuck on this island. Even using his telekinesis to fly home won't be it since he hasn't fully mastered it yet. So how can he dash? Naruto felt tugging on his pants. He looks down to one of the animals, a squirrel called Ricky, looking up at him and pointing in a direction. Huh! The Ricky let go and ran to the direction he was pointing at. He looks back at Naruto and made a noise before he ran off. Hey, wait up! Naruto quickly followed after the squirrel. After following the animal for a good minute, Naruto stops and stares in awe at what he saw. Cool, Naruto said as he went to examine the vehicle. It was an old vintage biplane with a red fuselage and 2 gray main wings attached with a pair of poles on both sides. The red fuselage has a power plant with a gray tractor screw, small orange forward-pointing arrows close to B pit, and the word Sonic written in white on both sides with stretchy F letter labels underlining them. The B pit has only 1 seat. Its empennage has 2 small horizontal stabilizers and 1 vertical stabilizer, the latter emblazoned with an emblem of a bumper with wings. It also has 3 wheels, 2 under the lower main wing and 1 below the empennage. Naruto stopped his examination as he saw the word Sonic on it. Sonic? He puts his on the biplane but gasped as a vision of a younger Sonic jumping in the plane and flying it appeared in his head. This is Sonic's airplane. The Tornado. What was the tornado even doing here? Sitting all alone like this? How come he never spotted it? Oh, maybe the animals were looking out for it. Yeah, that makes sense. I think, Naruto said. He looks up at the sky, then back at the plane before a grin appeared on his face. He jumps into the pilot's seat, and his eyes widen as he saw a compass in front of him. And it was pointing west. All right then, Naruto said as he put his hands on the wheel. West it is then. He began to start the plane up and he cheered when he heard the engine start. He looks at the squirrel and waved at him. Thanks a lot, little guy. Stay safe. He began to drive before starting to take off. The Ricky waved goodbye to Naruto with a bright smile on his face before he ran off to join his friends. Ending 1. The Shining Road. Instruments. Awesome! Naruto cheered as he flew away from South Island, waving to the animals as they waved back. He turns back around, hands gripping the wheel in excitement, and gets ready to start a new adventure. However, a familiar floating metallic object caught sight of the plane leaving and began to follow it. But unknown to Naruto and the object following him, the same masked boy from before came out from the shadows and watched them leave with his arms crossed. Soon, he said as he vanished. The world around us is so magical. But now it's been placed under a spell. The shot of the Hidden Leaf Village is shown at night. However, the sun starts to rise in the distance. My love, come with me and together we shall search to find a charm. We'll travel to the land of our dreams where forbidden dreams just may come true. Naruto is sitting on top of the fourth Hokage's mountain head as he stares at the rising sun. The wind starts to blow as it moved his hair to the side. He looks down at his hand, staring at his star charm, a sad look on his face. Itachi closes his eyes and puts the charm on his chest for a moment, not seeing it glowing slightly. When we're alone tomorrow, we will sneak away and secretly meet. Up on top of a hill, where there are birds everywhere, and we can be all alone. At the same time, a princess is seen at her castle, staring at the rising sun as well, a sad look on her face. She walks back to her room and picks up her star charm from her bed, placing it on her chest and closing her eyes, not seeing it glow. I know someday I'll hold your hand, while we sit alone in the morning mist. And the seal in our way, of our shining road will be broken. Back in the Leaf Village, a younger Naruto opens his eyes and saw he was in a mist. He walks forward, looking around in confusion. Unknown to Naruto, the princess, who got younger also, appeared behind him and was looking around as well. They both stopped walking as they felt each other's presence. They slowly looked back at each other with surprised expressions. Naruto ended up smiling happily as he ran to her and grabbed her hand, bringing a smile on the princess's face. The two ran off together, before they disappeared. Till the end of time. Naruto and the princess, in their older forms, stood back to back, eyes closed and smiles present on their faces. In their hands were their star charms. West Side Island. A young boy is seen inside his home, working on a new invention. Almost there, he said as he still messed with some stuff. A happy smile appeared. Yes. His ears twitched as he heard something outside. He looks out the window and saw an airplane. He watched as the plane made a spin and flew down to land. Whoa! The young boy stood up in excitement. That was so cool. I wonder who that was. He grabs his invention and runs outside, the bright sun revealing fox ears on his head and twin tails. I can't wait to meet them. So this part ends here. Alright, that's it for today's video, guys. Let me know in the comment section how was the story. And also don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I will meet you in another video. Bye bye.